Rider. 24th of the year for Cole Washleski, a team best. And now we go to 165. Eli Brinsky on the side for Clarion. Jake Silverstein for Rider of the Bronx. Talked about the story of Jake Silverstein a little bit. Guy who's been bouncing around weights at time, but the 65 has been his most productive, a former NCAA qualifier, but has also battled injuries through this season and years past. And Silverstein will just charge to the back, take things over. There's 3.
Excellent job. You hit it, Garrett. Bull charge right at him. Just came right at him.
Jake Silverstein, a grad student from Smithtown High School, Long Island, New York. Interesting path to finally get here to Rider. Spent 2 seasons at Nebraska doing the same, working at 57 and 65. There's an escape for Brinsky. Then eventually coming to Rider in the 2020-21 campaign, was an NCAA qualifier. Placed 5th in the MAC championships. And had an interesting season in the shortened season in 21. And then last year we mentioned, again, battling injuries and was in a tough spot at 57, a crowded room at 157 for Rider. Room that you look at now and say probably a lot of good talks at that weight class between 2 or 3 very impressive guys for Rider. Silverstein and Washleski setting into a pretty good roll back-to-back. 3-1 lead for Silverstein after an early takedown. It's Eli Brinsky from McDonald, PA. South Fayette High School. Last year, a 9-8 record for the Golden Eagles. An excellent 21-22 campaign, 21 victories for Clarion. Very strong athletic background in his family. Touch on a little bit later.
That's what Brinsky needs to do. He's got some good motion here, and he's doing the same thing Washleski was doing. He's forcing the motion, but he's coming at you a little bit at a time.
Forty seconds in this first period. Silverstein up 3-1. For Brinsky. Doing a good job, showing a whole lot. Definitely has a little bit higher of a motor, you're seeing. Still very early, and that's probably, in a way, we mentioned stamina game, going long. Silverstein, we mentioned battling injuries at times, and getting late in bouts makes things tough a little bit. Less than 10 seconds to go in this first period. So Brinsky might be trying to play a little bit more of the long game. Time winds down. Continue to talk a little bit about Brinsky. Elijah Brinsky. Interesting family background. His father, former football player at Carnegie Mellon out in Pittsburgh. Former All-American, 1989 All-American. Here, Carnegie Mellon in its own right. Excellent school to come out of. There's one on the escape for Silverstein.
You'd mentioned injury, and that happens a lot, and people don't realize that. And these guys that get an injury that's a season-long ending, that's tough to come back. And someone like him that's going to come back and battle, and now you're competing. Not only did you get through it, it's just an amazing thing that these kids go through all the time on every different program.
Minute 45 left to go in the second period. 15 seconds in, and Brinsky did show a little bit of fight there. Now separated by a takedown 4-1. Silverstein has been forced to battle. In his time at Rider, it's been a lot of injuries in the past 2 seasons. It's kept him out in a lot of spots. But a guy who this year going in, part of it is wanting to show that fight. True team guy as well. We saw a little bit earlier on, suffered an injury in the middle of a match in a duel a little bit earlier on and continued to go because even giving up a tech is better than giving up a forfeit.
Yep. That was an amazing. That showed how much heart some of these kids have. And that was a great job by him.
Silverstein
Nice shot
works
there,
on a double and is able to score it. There's 3 for Jake Silverstein. 7-1 the advantage for Silverstein. There's a break. Brinsky gets out and they go out of bounds. That's something you could say a lot about Jake Silverstein. Shows that heart.
And that's another thing. Like going through that match that we watched where he was injured, that must take so much out of you because you know you can do better, but you can't quit.
Defended on the shot. Brinsky went for one. Silverstein stopped it.
And this is more of that wearing right here. That's heavy on the head. That neck pressure is unbelievable, especially when you continue it.
10 seconds to go in the second period. Less than that now. Time expires in the middle frame. Jake Silverstein
In the second period, Silverstein leads 7-2.
up 7-2 after 2 periods. Brinsky will go down. Eli Brinsky, former third-place finisher at Whipples, 2 times in his career in high school. Place winner at PIAAs as well. One on the escape. Brinsky gets out. But Silverstein's been good on the feet in this bout. Minute 40.
Now where's Brinsky's got to start setting something. There you go.
Brinsky went for a shot. Silverstein turns it into one of his own. There's 3 for Jake Silverstein.
Excellent counter right there. That's what happens. Sometimes you get a little too over-aggressive because you need that score, and boom.
Jake Silverstein's been stellar in this bout so far. One on the escape for Brinsky. And on the feet, that's where it's all come. It's all come off takedowns for Silverstein for the most part. They break for a moment. Around a minute to go in the third period. And Silverstein trying to chase into major decision territory. 1 minute remains. Working edge of the circle.
Don't rest here. Either wrestler.
Brinsky threw a little bit of a shot there. Couldn't find it. Silverstein keeps the distance.
He's got to get his back to the center of the mat, not the outside. He's going to get hit for stalling a lot, so there you go. Worked himself center.
20 seconds left to go. Brinsky needing to find a whole lot. Jake Silverstein will try and pick up another victory for the Bronx. Less than 10 seconds to go. Jake Silverstein, an impressive performance at 165. Stalling warning his sets against Silverstein. It will not matter, and Jake Silverstein holds on at 165. 10-4, final winner by decision. Silverstein and the Bronx keep rolling. 23-3, the Bronx on top after another victory in the